is a person from Uganda. That person decides, oh, according to my research, much and much is a problem. Let me take them to court. That person. Mind you, the Human Rights Commission is funded by us through our tax money. But the decisions are made by someone from Uganda. Have we ever heard anything being said by the Human Rights Commission about Zamazamas? No. Have they taken anyone to court for Zamazamas? No. Have they taken anyone to court for the 4,000 South African children who until today in Gauteng are not placed? No. But trust me, when it comes to much and much going to hospitals, you will see them. Firsthand, they'll pay the best legal teams. And that person, by the way, from Uganda, his father and grandfather were leaders in Uganda. They were decision makers in human rights, but Uganda still has the worst human rights crisis in the country today. But he's not in Uganda helping those Ugandans have their human rights, but he's here in South Africa telling us about our human rights. That is how much we've allowed this to happen. We've allowed it to go on for too long. And we must question everything. Whether they call you xenophobic or whatever, we don't listen to that anymore. We need to take this country back from all these foreigners. Even in high place building, I saw someone complaining that in Tshwane, I don't know who and who is head of this. In Zimbabwe, in Johannesburg, their head of this is someone who's from Zimbabwe. We saw a judge who wants to head the labor courts being someone from Zimbabwe. How does this happen? How do we allow this? And it seems like we're raising petty issues to some people, but not when there's an influx of foreign nationals. If it was normal every day, like one Zimbabwean here, one Ugandan there, it's not that in this country. In this country, we are being completely taken over. There is an invasion. I heard that even some of your media houses now are being run by foreigners.
Yes.
Yeah, you see. But you sit here, and some of you, and you act like you are not hearing us. Unfortunately, we know it's your job, but one way or another, you have to stop writing articles that are anti-South African. Have to. Now it's no longer about us as much and much, it's about you as well and the future of your children in your country. If your editor says don't cover a story that's showcasing the reality of what South Africans are happening, then don't cover that story. In one of those radio stations, they said they mustn't cover a story that has much and much. We are fine with that. But they wanted to go and cover a story that has to do with the Department of Education, but not cover much and much. How is that balanced reporting? There's no balance there. But we are fine because you guys are here, they can stay, it doesn't matter. So we are calling on, like I can't emphasize enough how every single South African job and South African identity is being stolen right now. You two, the twins, one way you'll see another one of those people who are there that you are interviewing. They're going to do the same thing you're doing. But they're not going to be covering your stories, they're going to cover their stories. Very, very soon. They also have twins, maybe twin girls though. So guys, when we talk about much and much protecting us, we're protecting our entire resources. We don't have a problem with foreign nationals. We emphasize this again. But as long as they're here doing good things, and they are here, there's no, like we said, there's too many laws being broken to accommodate foreign nationals. You can't be telling us that you've got FUT colleges where there's foreigners, and then when we talk about it, we say it's because we hate foreign nationals. No, we are saying that the law doesn't allow it. Whether they're here legally or whatever, at the end of the day, the law does not allow for a foreign national to come and sweep the floor. That's just the law. It's not us. So people must stop making this about us having vendettas or hating people. No. The law is the law. Next thing, foreigners are going to be voting, like you said. Because the Refugees Act says they are allowed to do all the things that we are allowed to as citizens. But then we also say that foreigners are not allowed to. You see the contradiction there. In our very own laws, the Refugee Act says they're allowed to do everything we're allowed to do. But then the law says only South Africans are allowed to vote. Then the Constitution, then you don't know which is which. If you are making reference to say that They have all the rights that are written on the Constitution, on section what. But in that very same Constitution, it says that foreigners are not allowed. Then what are we doing as a country? Why are our politicians not bringing these things up? What are they doing in Parliament? What are they doing in Parliament if they're not raising these issues? Then we've got laws that are contradicting each other. If they're not raising that South Africans are tired of illegal immigrants, what are they doing in Parliament? Of course, we've seen some political parties doing an exceptional job and raising the issues that South Africans are concerned about. And that's why we as March and March continue to engage such political parties and such departments as well. We're also currently speaking to the Premier's office. We're working with them. We've even asked them, because they've got an operation. It's a program called Engangeni Ngomnyang Yafo. We have asked them as the Premier's office, please, can we be part of that movement? We don't mind. We will go all out. And we are really grateful because the Premier's office has listened to us. And we are working on being part of such programs where we can be hands-on and can be seen to be making sure that our laws are implemented. My chairperson is saying,
Bye for now till we meet again next time. Subscribe.